I always get what I want. That's something that everyone who is close to me knows about me. There is nothing that I've really wanted from this life and I have failed to get. Now, some of you might hear this and you might be like, this guy. But it is true. That's the truth. I always get what I want. Now, it's not by accident or that I was born lucky or, I am not human. It's really not. It's rather by design and by deliberate effort to sort of make myself the kind of person that does that. Oftentimes we go through life and, we try to rationalize a lot of things and we try to put, 1 plus 1 together, and sometimes things don't work out. You put 1 plus 1 together and instead of getting 2, you're getting 1. Yeah, so sometimes life does happen like that. But the reason most of you fail to get the things that you desire is because you are looking at life from a single point. There is a scientific fact that the human eyes can only perceive only a fraction of the color spectrum, or that exists, something like that. Now, if we can only perceive a small fraction of all the colors that exist all in the spectrum of, rays and whatever, that shows you that we are limited. Our senses are limited as humans. But there are ways you can improve your senses. There are ways you can move beyond just, human perception. Some would call it supernatural, but it's really, if you moved back in time, let's say you traveled back in time about 500 years ago with a smartphone, people would call you a witch. People would call you a wizard. People would probably burn you to the stake. If you traveled, or they would praise you as a god. It depends on which region you go to. Now, if you traveled back in time, even, let's say 1,000 years ago with a car, either people would revere you as a god, or they would call you an alien, or they would, you get what I'm saying, or they would try to kill you because they're terrified. They're like, what the hell is this? What I'm trying to show you is that we humans have a habit of either deifying things we do not understand or branding them as, mystic or whatever, or we straight up fear what we do not understand. That's human nature for you. That's sort of how we roll. Now, the thing is, there is more to life than just the physical component that we see on a regular basis. There is more to, to gaining the things that you desire. There is a spiritual aspect as well, or a higher dimensional aspect as well. The reason I say I always get what I want, and it's true I always get what I want, is because I understood that there is more to this reality than just the physical. Now, our senses are limited, as I've mentioned earlier. They are limited, and we cannot perceive everything. Probably we do not need to perceive all that other stuff in terms of the physical, but there are ways you can influence the spiritual or the higher dimensional aspects. There is something about the human mind. It has always been a fascination of mine, and for good reason. So from a very young age, I've studied the human mind in the physical and the human mind beyond the physical. And the mind is your single most powerful tool. It is the one thing that will either make you or break you. Your mind is stronger than you think. The mind is not only used for thought, but it is that thing which enables you access to go to higher dimensions. Now, if you can influence your reality from a higher dimension, believe me, you will get everything that you desire. The moment you know how to influence your reality from a dimension higher than the third dimension, you will get what you desire. This is why I've been able to get the things that I want. Everything that I've ever wanted, like really wanted, I have gotten. And I continue to get everything I want. You get, because of my ability to know how to influence, how to move into a dimension higher than this third dimension in which we exist currently, and elevate my state of consciousness and make things work in my favor. So many of you try to affect the physical world simply through using the physical world. You are trying to affect matter with matter. That's why you are finding it so bloody difficult to do anything. But the moment you surpass that stage of trying to affect matter with matter, trying to affect the physical world with the physical world, you'll move into a state whereby the friction is significantly reduced. So many of you have to try so bloody hard for something that you really shouldn't be trying that hard for anyway. It's because you have the whole process backward. You see, when you go into the higher dimensions and create from there, then you come into the third dimension. You will basically manifest the things that you desire. You will have the things that you need. Now, I can come here all day and, speak to you about, the tactical things. This is how you sell, ask questions, qualifying questions, get these leads, is this a hot lead? Is this a warm lead? I can give you all the tactical stuff. But I have seen a handful of people, even with the tactical knowledge, fail to really create a dent. You get what I'm saying? Or are working harder than they should, because they do not understand the simple concept of life is not just physical. It is spiritual as well. We are all, at the end of the day, we are connected to a certain level of consciousness. Everything is conscious. Everything is alive. Even that which you do not perceive as alive, that chair you are sitting on, that bed you might be lying on as you're watching this, that wherever, those tiles that you are stepping on, that house that you live in, you might not perceive it as, something of much significance, but trust me, it is alive as well. Everything is alive and everything is constantly in motion. What you perceive as solid is simply your mind registering a certain vibration in a certain way. But nothing is actually static. Everything is moving. It's in constant motion. You get what I'm saying? But the energy you emit from your thought, because thought is the answer. That is it. Thought is the answer. How you think, that's a deeper discussion. If you guys are interested, we can also have that chat. But thought is the answer. Now, the energy you emit from your thought, from your mind, is what affects the structure of the molecules around you. You are literally creating everything as you move on, as you think and grow rich. You think and you create your reality. That is how it works. The moment you influence things from a dimension higher than the third dimension, everything manifests itself in the third dimension, and a sequence of events transpires to give you the things or to justify that manifestation. If there's anything that the lot of you will gain the greatest amount of value from through watching all the videos I have put out this far, it is this. Listen. Please. Your mind is key.